Hi and welcome back to Awake with Tor Niamo. In this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about what I do when I am feeling lost. So last year at the beginning of 2024, I was feeling lost. So many jobs were getting cancelled at once and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have enough money in my savings account to have that many jobs cancelled. I didn't see anything else coming up in the pipeline. It was all out of my control. It was not something that I had done specifically. Of course, earlier in the year, I could have planned for more jobs. There's, of course, things I could have done previously. But what do I do when I feel lost? Well, I take action. That is always what I do when I feel lost. Of course, there will be, when I'm talking to friends, I might be feeling sorry for myself or I might be complaining. But outside of that, I always take action. I always take the next step, whatever that looks like in terms of the projects that I'm working on that can hopefully lead to more work. I am now here 1 year later, January 2025. The year turned out fine. January 2025 has been amazing. So those steps that I started taking, in the end, they did help. And at this moment in time, at least, I don't feel lost. I also am very lucky, I guess, in many ways, to have a very strong meditation practice. So whenever I feel lost, I guide myself back into the depth of my spirit and I reconnect with my divine purpose, which is to guide people through experiences where they get to connect with their own sense of spirituality. I always bring myself back to that. I bring myself back to my values, to my principles, and the overall vision that I have for my life. And then I start working towards it, knowing that if I take action and if I put energy into the world, that will serve me and jobs and whatever else will come back. Fundamentally, from the meditation, I also bring forward a deep sense of acceptance, an acceptance of the cards I have been given in this life, accepting that perhaps my life hasn't always turned out the way that I expected it to or wanted to, but that is the cards that I have been given this time around. And I can't do anything but to accept that, to accept the life that I have been given fundamentally deep within myself. It's of course very easy to talk about that right now, that I feel good in myself. I feel like I have a sense of drive and purpose and motivation. I am sure this will be tested again sometime in the future, how strong this sense of acceptance truly is. I also hold on to my own spiritual truth that I think that each and every life that I go through is a lesson, a spiritual lesson for the evolution of my spirit. The outcomes of my life is not a punishment, nor is it a reward. It is just dependent upon where my spirit is in its cosmic spiritual journey, which is in many ways beyond my understanding. And again, that comes from the depth of my spirit, and I trust and I believe that spiritual truth within myself, and that spiritual truth brings me back to my sense of centeredness and self. And from that place again comes forward that feeling of acceptance, and that's how I stop feeling lost. I obviously connect with friends. I do activities that I get joy from. I also partake in activities where I feel inspired, in awe, and from that inspiration and awe start creating and building and sort of bringing anything new into the world. So yeah, that's what I do when I feel lost and I need to bring myself back to a sense of self and sense of center and taking that next step in my life. I am someone who can be quite a hermit, and I think that sometimes when I feel lost, I have to get out of myself and get out there and get stuff done and challenge myself and get out of my comfort zone. That's how I stop feeling lost. It's never entering into that downward spiral. There might be some information to glean from this place of crisis. You know, this dude I follow on Instagram, he said that, a crisis is a great opportunity for finding yourself and creativity and creation, and looking at it from that perspective. I think it's also very healthy. So I think it's always about trying to look at our life from a mindset of growth, of abundance, of gratitude, of acceptance, over a mindset of lack, of fear, of worry, of insecurity, and just taking that next step. Cultivate that mindset of abundance, of creativity, of gratitude, of acceptance over lack, fear, worry, victimhood. Like, that doesn't serve anybody. So if you are feeling lost, meditate, practice acceptance, go within, and take that next step. Step outside of your comfort zone and take that next step. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you found this guidance and advice useful. It has helped me many times throughout my journey thus far. If you did find it useful, hit that subscribe button, like button, share button, comment, ask questions. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next episode.